Morning, guys. So, we've had some luck with calling a few repair shops. I don't know if you guys know, but Dixie 4-wheel drive, as of, this year is no longer in Moab. So, all the other shops kind of are picking up the strain, but I was able to get a hold of a couple people, and Southwest Auto said that they could take a look at the Gladiator, see what's going on with the death wobble thing. Last night was super nice here. This is just a location I found on Overlander app, and I was just looking in the area, and it showed it had 2 bars of service, and it was a nice little square plot. So I pulled up in here, and it's funny, nobody was here yesterday when I got here early, as you guys saw, but then people started showing up, and this morning when I woke up, every one of these little, we'll call them turnarounds, where people have built a fire ring was full. So, and all just mobile vehicles. I mean, anything from Camrys to little SUVs to built rigs like 4Runners and Tacomas, all in their individual spots, Sprinter vans, and the 4-wheel drive Mercedes style vans. And then here just probably about 15 minutes ago, about all of them got out of here, which is nice because nature was calling, and it's an open area, so that was an issue. And then also I needed to talk to you guys and get this day started. And I'm kind of private when it comes to that kind of stuff. I like to wake up in the morning and kind of get my coffee going. That's what's going on now. I've got a pot of water boiling, and this morning I'm going to do something pretty simple. I'm just going to have oatmeal for breakfast. That way I can get on the road, because Southtown Auto said that I needed to get there, pretty early. Because if it was something big, major, piece or part, which I don't believe it is because nothing's bent, but getting them in overnighted or getting a ball joint in or something like that could be an issue. But that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. Maybe a ball joint's bad. Everything feels real tight. I make sure I got under there with the torque wrench last night, and everything was torqued. So, and I marked my bolts across with the paint pen, and nothing had come across or nothing had broken the paint mark. So I'm not sure. The steering wheel's still straight. So I'm not sure. As an update to all you guys about the electrical issues, and everybody complaining about all people adding a bunch of extra things to them, and that's what causes it. Actually, it wasn't. And Randy from Yukon Gear was right. He said it was the rear sensor in the rear diff lock causing the issue. Well, sure enough, I took the taser and went into the computer and disabled the locker completely to make it think that this Jeep Gladiator no longer believes the thing has a locker, even though they still work because I manually wired them. But that sensor no longer communicates to the ECU, and I have not had one single electrical blip or issue in 1,000 miles. So it was happening probably every 14 to 20 hours. So it was that sensor. So if you guys want more information on the locker wiring, it's super simple. Hit me up in the comments below. I'll walk you through it. It's really nice because, again, like I said, I can manually select my lockers however I want. If I just want to run 4 high and run with the lockers on in front, I can do that. So I can run them individually, just run the rear, or I can run both, and I can run them in 4 high or 4 low. So that, to all you Jeep owners, is a game changer. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna get my coffee rolling. I'm gonna get my breakfast down, get this bad boy packed, and then I'll see you guys in Moab. Hello guys, so we made it to Moab. Right here we're at Point S Tire and Auto Service, obviously not the Dollar General. Anyway, some really cool guys. So if you're ever in Moab and need some help, I mean, these guys do alignments, tires, all kinds of stuff. So they're gonna get the Jeep in and take a look at it, see what's going on with the death wobble. It happens anywhere from 8 to 21 miles an hour. So anyway, it's over there in the back parked. I've got to wait, so I'm gonna go across the street and get something to eat. But anyway, after that, we'll find out from the diagnosis, see what they're going to say. I don't know if they're going to say it needs to stay overnight. I guess if so, I'm going to have to find a hotel here, but that's not a big deal. We'll get that done. And then, like I said, I mean, look what we're looking at. Not too bad, is it? Anyway, I'm gonna get something to eat and then wait to hear from them. All right, guys, look who's behind me. So they got me back on the road late this afternoon. So a big thanks to the guys at Point Asado. Those dudes are amazing. They ended up finding a small bend in the tie rod, and they couldn't find anyone locally or even in Salt Lake City. So they heated it up, pulled it out, bent it a little bit, got it at least somewhat straight, and then went ahead and realigned it. It's driving like a dream again. So that's wonderful. But because it took so long, I ended up getting a hotel, and then they called me out of the blue and said, hey, it's done. So I'd already paid for the hotel. So I guess tonight I'm going to download a bunch of the video stuff and try to get some of that stuff uploaded. But for now, he's back. So I'm going to call this video a wrap for tonight. And I guess I'll catch you guys tomorrow when we're going to try to tackle a couple things. And I don't know what they're going to be yet, but I'm thinking maybe fencing things and then off to Onion Creek. But I don't know. We'll see. Anyway. Thanks for watching. Do me a favor, comment below how you've liked this Utah series, and then like it and share it. It helps the channel, and I love doing this stuff for you guys. Check this out. This is my view for lunch and dinner. Like, really? That's downtown Moab, and this is the Sunset Grill. Enjoy, guys. Good morning. Woo. So, all kinds of crazy news. I am definitely having to manipulate the trip a little bit. Last year there was a huge fire between Nucla and Utah, and it burned about 7,000 acres. Well, a lot of those roads are still closed. A lot of those roads are adjacent, going between the Rim Rocker and Onion Creek, and I think it's Fraser Basin, and a couple of those places all intersect, so they've got a lot of it closed. So again, quick side note, always go by the BLM office locally and find out what's going on. They have a wealth of knowledge about the area, and they can get you out of trouble before you even get into it. So I implore you to do that. Anyway, so again, because of those trails being closed, I was going to spend some time on Onion Creek and then Fraser Basin and then down through the mountains and join the Rim Rocker, and then Rim Rocker across to Montrose, and Montrose down to Cortez, Colorado. But a lot of that stuff is closed because of the snow. So I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go out to, I'm going to take Cane Creek and go out to Roto Pass, and then probably park the trailer there, and then go the rest of the way through Chicken Corners and some of that area to do some of the rock crawling stuff. And just see where it goes. And then probably tomorrow I'll probably come into town. I was thinking about doing fins and things, and then after fins and things, probably start my road south. And then I had to order a bunch of parts for the Jeep. Obviously a new steering stabilizer. The one I got from Metal Cloak has got a dead spot in it. You can, it's got restriction. It's restricted while you're pressing it, you know, and then all of a sudden it goes boof, and then back out, and then boof, it caves in, and so I need to replace that. Obviously the tie rod's slightly bent, and that's never going to get better, so it'll only get worse. Now it's a weak point, so I need to replace that. Parts are almost unavailable unless you go completely aftermarket. So I got all that taken care of. It'll be shipped in for the next coming weeks back to Amarillo, but until then, this is what I've got. So let's knock that out. I'm gonna do some running around real quick, get some supplies, and then we'll start heading out to Roto Pass and Chicken Corners. Catch you in a little bit, guys. Okay, so after going over with a few locals and then BLM guys and the Forest Service guys, we've definitely taken out Onion Creek, Rim Rocker, Fisher Valley, and a bunch of other ones, which means, I mean, it's just other ones that we're going to hit on the way back, or when I come back. Hopefully this summer we're going to come to do a summer run with a Raptor, and then of course the Gladiator, hopefully Chase Lifestyle Overland with the Ranger rig, but we'll see. Anyway,
that'll be put off. The fires and the snow have just still played hell on those trails going across those mountain passes. So in lieu of what happened earlier this week with, you know, getting buried in, you know, 3 to 4 foot of snow, I think I'll pass that. I want to take as much up as I can. So right now we're gonna break loose and head out to Cane Canyon Road, and then head out to do Roto Pass and Chicken Corners. And then tomorrow we're gonna go ahead and spin this joint around and head to Santa Fe, New Mexico. I'm gonna get up in the mountains somewhere there and camp. I love New Mexico. Love northwestern, north central Santa Fe or New Mexico. So that'll be cool too. Anyway, stick around. The next time you'll see us is, I think we're gonna be airing down. So stay tuned. Catching up. We're just kind of making our way down the Cane Creek Road, and again, I'm not surprised of the beauty of this place. It is so big. I feel so small. I feel like a character in some alien movie where they're, you know, off on some other planet, because everything around me is so huge. And remember, guys, I'm in the wireless industry. I deal with heights and, you know, huge buildings and tall cell phone towers. And, you know, these cliffs are, you know, 1,000 to 1,500 feet above me, and the rocks that we're passing are, you know, the size of houses. So, just absolutely super impressed. Super impressed. So, I'm just so you guys know, I'm trying to document it as much as I can. Some of it I'm going to do a little sped up. That way you kind of get a good understanding of what it's like, and from different perspectives. But at the same time, I'm going to show some straight video like this, where you can just see the expanse of it. I mean, it's enormous. And this road, I would tell you this: as long as it's dry, just about anything can get to this point right here. And we're just a little shy of what would be Roto Pass now. So if that's the case, I'll tell you what this campground is coming up. But if that's the case, I would say any two-wheel drive, pickup, SUV, even a Camry, as long as you were slow and careful, you could get back here to these campsites. This is Ledge B Campground, and I assure you that as long as it's dry and it's been dry and there's no mud in between here and there, the main kind of entrance, you would have no problem getting to here easily. So just keep that in mind. And look how beautiful these are. Right here, guys, just past that last campground is where you make the left to Cane Creek and Roto Pax. If you go straight, you go to Roto Pax. If you go left, you go to Cane Creek. And obviously, I'll kind of pull up and let you guys see the sign. But I mean, for the most part, it's pretty simple to understand. Straight ahead is going to be Roto Pax. To the left is Cane Creek. Cane Creek, I can imagine, is a beautiful, beautiful drive. I've never made it, but just looking at the canyon that goes through, it's got to be great. But anyway, we're going to continue on to Roto Pax. And you see it as you start heading towards Huron. There's a no camping for the next 6 miles. You cannot disperse camp on this whole road until you get past Roto Pax. As soon as you're past Roto Pax, you're more than welcome to disperse camp. Now, I'm not telling you guys what to do. I'm just telling you what you can and can't do legally, and you cannot do that legally. So just beware. So I'm just checking in. I probably would have gone a little bit lower on the tires. I only went to 16 and 16 truck and trailer. It's not real bad. It's definitely just, chewed up and eaten up, but it's not, as far as technical driving, it's not real technical. It's just slow moving because, I kind of feel like I beat the hell out of my bumper, enough this week when I flipped this guy. So I don't want to push it any harder than I need to. Now, there's some flat spaces that you could drive out to these canyon areas and take a look, and it's just incredible. Like, it really is. But we're now about halfway, maybe a little bit more, to the top of Roto Pax. And again, it's just slow. It's nothing crazy. Just a good amount of time to get out through Roto Pax and then over to Chicken Corners to do that. And if you're going to do the out and back, they say it's about an 8-hour deal because it's about 4 hours in through Hura Pass, and that's not with a trailer either. That's just all together. So just depending on your driving skill and how hard you're pushing it, they say about 4 hours in, and then you have to basically take, unless you go back down through some of the washes down towards Canyonland, if you come back around and do a turnaround, they say it's about a 8-hour deal. So just keep that in mind. You guys know that the next video you're gonna see, or the next progression in this video, you're gonna see the actual, this is the start of Chicken Corners. So when you hit the top of Hoorah Pass and start coming down, it would technically be the start of Chicken Corners. So we're just gonna kind of go through it and see how it goes. I've heard a lot of different stuff, but people always discount, you know, the capability of the Gladiator in a trailer and their ability to navigate some of the stuff. So we're just gonna take it slow and be easy and be smart. And you know, I mean, there's plenty of places where if I don't like something, I can back into something and turn around. But either way, we're gonna take you on through it. So let's roll. This, guys, is the top of Hoorah Pass. Oh my God. Oh God. Look at this. Wow. Hey, just wow, honestly. I want to show you, hey, look at this. You talk about a lucky thing to see. Look at this, guys. Yeah, we're lucky to get to do this. Check this out. Hoorah Pass. I'd like to see that. I think we're gonna do something just like that. Hello, Hoorah Pass. Awesome. Real quick, I wanted to address something real quick. I'm coming through the corners right now, but I do not disconnect the sway bar when I'm doing this kind of technical crawling, driving with the trailer, because it's got the lock and roll and it can move independently of the Jeep. I like to keep the Jeep as stable as it possibly can be and limit its ability to reach. Therefore, it stays more stable, and the trailer wants to just follow it right where we go. So anyway, just figured I'd throw that in there so you guys can better understand why I don't use it, and now you know why. So just so you guys know, video update. This is just about the last part of Chicken Corners coming down into the basin, and it is incredible. You guys can see. When you get down to the bottom, it's just this long, basically oblong circle that you do, and most people do that and then turn around and go right back out. I'm actually going to camp down there, and I'll head back tomorrow. But you could continue on down to Canyonlands from here. I wouldn't advise it probably with the trailer. I know right now part of the road's out down there when you're getting into Canyonlands, or if you come out of Canyonlands coming north to this area here, Chicken Corners, there's a bad washout, and he was saying that, you know, even as of months ago, that they've still not been able to get even side-by-sides through it because it was so much damage from the flash floods. So this is kind of what it looks like to be far away. And you know, this is where you go to be alone, you think, but as I see down here, there's some stuff set up. I think there's a few other people down here, but that's okay. There's plenty of room. I'll be able to get set up and have my own area and have my own slice of beauty. So anyway, thanks for tagging along. I'll catch up to you shortly once I've figured out what I'm gonna do as far as a parking arrangement and set up and get to relax. So see you shortly. So we've kind of got to camp. I'm starting with this. Got to get some vegetables going. Just doing some simple greens, some asparagus, some more red onion, and then of course some of this yellow and green zucchini. Love it. We're gonna do a steak tonight. This is technically officially, unfortunately, because of all the mishaps the last night in Utah. So it'll be the last night of this Utah series. But never fear, I figured I'd show you guys around what I did and just the typical setup. So that's kind of my simple setup for kitchen. I use these small trash bags right here just as a catch-all for when I'm cooking. But you know, the water's, you know, on with the water pump, so you have water, whatever you need there. You can see that's where we're at 483, 85%. So we're doing really good there. Like I told you guys, I always keep a spare set of walkie-talkies, citronella candle in here. Anyway, we're doing coffee. I have my drinking water there. That water that I use in the trailer, I use it for washing dishes and then showering. But that's what we got going on. Then just your typical food box. And then right here, I mean, it's just a simple setup. I kind of dug out and I fixed this natural fire pit that they've got here. I dug it out and I went ahead and cleaned it, pulled the cans out and put them in my trash can, and then just preparing it for a fire. But the rest is real simple. I need to get out of here early. Just so you guys know, what we did today is we did the trail all the way by Cane Creek to get to Cane Creek, and then we took that up and around to Hurrah Pass, and then from Hurrah Pass, which is all that way, we took it to Chicken Corners. I took the trailer through all of it. It was absolutely a breeze. I would not consider that trail in normal conditions when it's dry like it is now. I would say that the trail, period, the entire thing, even with the trailer, is like 2 of a 2, and that's what I'm going with. But I mean, I've got these huge, beautiful peaks right here, and this is just some draw that I found and drove down in, and it's gonna work wonderful. You know, again, you know me, I'm always trying to get out of the wind and stuff, and so that's what I've got set up now. I'm cooking dinner. I need to go ahead and get some of this wood processed so I can make a fire. So I'm going to sit you guys down and I'm going to start taking care of that. And then we'll kind of move on from there, guy. Okay. These vegetables are gonna come in clutch. Oh baby, can't wait. All right, let me get serious. I need to get this stuff processed. And guys, if you're gonna process wood like I do, make sure you wear a glove. It just helps. Sometimes you miss a little, but you're swinging so lightly that, you know, as long as you got a glove on, it doesn't do any damage. Because you see, most of the time I just use my hand to knock the wood through. This, I don't know what this wood is, but just about everybody carries it, and it's super, super dry and really easy to process. Not like a hardwood, but you know, for the most part, I just kind of go through and get small pieces like that for my kindling. And once I've got that done, I just go ahead and start the fire with it, and then after that it's up and roaring. But you can see this stuff just breaks so easily, and that's what makes it perfect firewood. It breaks easily, it processes easily, and then again it burns easy, so that makes it easy for everyone. I really need to take some of these down, but I don't want to get the big axe down. But maybe we'll do it. And again, sometimes I just get the ball because it's easier. You know, something like this that was being a pain in the butt with the hatchet, you know, is nothing for the maul. And you kind of just chip away at it. That way, your wood source burns a little easier, burns a little hotter, faster, and lasts a little longer. Now you can see that while I'm burning wood, if I don't want to burn it all and wait for all of this wood to burn down, I don't have to, because I've got such small pieces that that's all I start with. So I'll start with that right there, and then from there I'll go. I still got to go to Santa Fe tomorrow and camp, so I'll keep a little wood for that. That way I don't have to process anything out of the forest. And then we'll get rocking and rolling. But give me a minute, guys, and we'll get her started. Guys, you're looking about ready. I'm gonna go get the steak. Now, I like to do it kind of like restaurant style, where I let this pan get super hot, and then I sear it on both sides. And the only thing I use on steaks is this Montreal steak seasoning. So we put a little down in there, and generally what I'll do is I'll put a little olive oil back on top of that so it holds when I flip it. And then I'll let that get a good sear, and then I'll come back and flip it here in a second. But boy, does that look good.
sure you guys seen me do this before. I split a piece of wood, and then once I split it, I just run the cotton ball down in between it just to hold it. And then it's a little long. Then I go ahead and start that bad boy. And once it's started, I go ahead and take my shavings that I just made, and I just throw it right down on them. And you want to be gentle, you know. But like I said, this wood is so dry that once it gets going, it's going. And you know, a lot of people make the teepee in this fashion. I don't know where the wind's gonna come from, so I dug this side real low. I'm just gonna lean it against that side and hope that that's the direction that the general prevailing wind comes from. And then we're good to go. Okay. I'll let that get going. I'll let you guys watch it. Something also I do is I keep this stuff in a case, right? That's cute cotton balls with Vaseline on them, and I just keep them in it. I think it's a soap dish, honestly, from maybe Walgreens. And then I just put the lighter in them. I keep that in my console. It's always there. So let's let that guy get going and flip this steak. So I do lift it up. And oh goodness. Sorry about that, guys. I do lift it up and let when I prepare the other side, I do lift it up like the original side and let the pan get hot again, because ultimately, you know, that's what we want. You want to sear the heck out of it. So I just take it off for, you know, 30-45 seconds and let it really accumulate heat. And once it does that, then, and I'll show you why. So you can see there that this entire side is completely seared closed. So once I do the same thing on the other side, I can actually pull it from the heat and let it rest, and that'll be cooked more than enough to be a perfect medium-ish steak. Yes, guys, that's where I like my steak. Sorry. Well, guys, in real time, you would have just seen a nice big drone flight around this beautiful canyon. I met some really good people through all the trials and issues that we've had during this trip. And these people here in Moab and pretty much all across Utah, I've found, are just absolutely genuine. it makes me sorry that I waited so long, but at the same time, I couldn't be happier. And it has zero bearing on what took place during the week. Or what went wrong, or what didn't go right. Like, I wouldn't change it for anything. I'd do this all over again by myself. But I'll tell you this, as much as I'm showing you guys, you know, there's a bunch of other people I'd love to show it to. Because if you see it, you can't deny the fact that you'd want to come here over and over again to try to see more of it. But that's okay. Well, I'm going to enjoy my steak and enjoy my last night here in Utah. And I want to say thanks to each and every one of you guys that have followed along this entire journey and given me help and advice and direction and just a general vote of confidence. I want to thank you all, because all of you guys made that possible. I never assumed that when I started any of this, recording anything, fabrication, DIY, these journeys, that we would make it this far this fast. That being said, I can only thank you all. So thank you. I hope you enjoy this trip. It'll have everything you could imagine in and about Moab. You know, some of the epic trails, some of the epic locations, some of the national monuments, some of the national parks, just a general appreciation for the state itself. So I hope you enjoyed it as much as I had. Cheers.